Hey people, welcome to my channel. I'm Shelly, the gray-haired mama, and this channel is for moms over 55 who want to thrive in this season of their lives. And if that's you, please consider hitting that subscribe button. So today, real talk about dealing with dementia. Okay, so let me first say that dementia sucks, completely sucks. Okay, I've gotten that out of the way. My mom has it. She's 89. She was officially diagnosed by a neurologist about 2.5 years ago. I know she has it because she lives with me and my family. So I get to see it close up every single day. Dementia is such a bizarre and heartbreaking disease. I mean, it takes away the things that make you you. And it's really hard to witness. Like, for instance, my mom loves to read the newspaper. When I was a kid, Sunday afternoons were all about the Sunday New York Times. And she read it cover to cover, all those sections, and she loved it. So we don't live in New York anymore, but believe me, I have a subscription to the New York Times, and she spends all week reading those sections of the New York Times. But guess what? I know she has no clue as to what she's reading. Like, she'll read it, but you can't ask her about it because right after she reads like a sentence of it, like it goes out of her mind. And this is a woman who's so smart. Believe me, she was so smart. She was like the main breadwinner of our household. She took care of the finances. She did all of our taxes. She made all the big decisions. But she was like larger than life. And she controlled so much, and it must be so frustrating in some ways that she can't do that anymore. So why am I talking to you about this? I'm talking to you about this because people are not really talking about dementia as much as they should. So I decided that I would talk to you all and tell you all about this journey in the hope that it could help somebody deal with dementia, because the truth is I have to live with this and I have to figure this out. And so I have to figure out how to handle this. And as I figure things out, I'll share what I learned with you. So today I'm going to give you 3 tips. Okay. Tip number 1, pack your patience and get used to answering questions over and over and over again. Okay, here's a for instance. My mom owns rental property out of state, and so we have some new tenants in it. And so she asked me, what's the rent going to be? And I told her. And literally 50 seconds later, she asked the same question. And she asked it again. And she asked it again. Literally about a dozen times, she asked that same question in about 15 minutes. And that's just life. What has helped me with that is that I have these index cards handy, mostly like anywhere I am. I just have them with me along with this Sharpie. And if it's a question that she's asked a bunch of times and I realize that I just can't continue to answer that same question over and over again, I'll write the question and the answer on these cards and I'll give her the card. And so when she thinks to ask the question again, she can just look at the card because I'll put it on the table in front of her and she'll see the answer to it. I feel sometimes bad about that because I know she's trying to engage in conversation and that's pretty much all she has at the moment. But I also have to survive myself. So these index cards and Sharpies, I would highly recommend them. Okay, tip number 2. Build yourself in some margin in terms of time. I take my mom to the doctor, I'll take her to the hairdresser, any place she needs to go. So if I know we need to leave the house at like, let's say 1 o'clock, I tell her via these wonderful cards that we have to leave the house at 11 because she doesn't really have a sense of time. Even though we have all kinds of clocks, even dementia clocks in her room, she doesn't really have a sense of time and she's not able to rush at all. So tip number 2 is build in margin Okay, tip number 3, and it's the final one for today. All right, these lovely index cards, sometimes they disappear. Yes, sometimes you take the time to write the important information on the index cards like, Mom, you have a hairdressing appointment tomorrow, please be ready at 11, and give her the card, and they disappear. And so therefore she won't know or remember that she's supposed to go anywhere the next day, and she will tuck the card somewhere in her room, never to be found again. So my sister friend Nina gave me a good suggestion. Chalkboard. This chalkboard, it's big enough so it won't get lost. Yes, and so what I do, I put the important information on the chalkboard, and then I put the chalkboard in front of the TV, and so it's there and it can't be lost. Okay, so those are the 3 tips for today. Listen, if you like what you saw, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And until next time, you take excellent care. Bye.